All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Cincinnati Bengals rookie offensive lineman Jalen Rivers. I tell you what, Bengals fans, you already had one good rookie in Fairchild, and Jalen Rivers is emerging as another great find. And we'll break down everything he did so well in the final Bengals preseason game. Could be a future starting right guard for Cincinnati emerging in this rookie. As always, in the comment section below, leave us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to support us to make more of them, consider becoming a member. There's a link in the description box below. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's get started with the running play, and there is Rivers, of course, at right guard for the Cincinnati Bengals. Rivers is actually going to pull right here and be the lead blocker with the running play running right behind him, just like that. What the Bengals are going to do here is they're going to get a double team right here, working up to the backside linebacker. Center's going to block back, backside tackle is going to anchor down right there, and the tight end is going to take on this defensive end. And really, I think he's supposed to try and seal him outside, but the defensive end kind of gets pinched down inside right here, makes it a narrow hole. But you have Rivers come through, pull right up for number 58. He gets on him. The initial contact there is pretty solid and pretty good, but it's the finish that is awesome. He buries this Colts defender. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. He pulls around, navigates the trash, gets on 58. Not bad. Pancake. Love to see that. Let's watch that again. Just the pancake part. Boom. Oh, my goodness. That's awesome. It's a great feeling right there. You get on a linebacker right there, anybody, and just bury him into the dirt. You have dreams of making it to the NFL, becoming a superstar. Eat the turf. That is awesome. Let's go back to the very beginning, just kind of break all this down. So you can see not incredibly well blocked, not a good double team at all right there. You can see the tight end doesn't do particularly well either. Really narrow hole. Give credit to Rivers here to navigate all this trash, right? We see a lot of young pulling guards. When they see all this kind of garbage right here, they get caught up in the trash and they don't get up to their guy. Rivers does right here and then moves his feet, keeps driving, and ends up with a pancake, right? Again, is it perfect technique? No, he kind of absorbs the blow a little bit there, but he keeps running his feet, keeps driving. I mean, he's just a big, strong, powerful dude, and right here we see it to a T, resulting in a pancake. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Rivers right here. He's going to pull out of his stance, navigate the trash, get on the linebacker. Look at that. That's where the hole was supposed to go. You could see if they'd gotten decent movement right here, the running back should have squeezed between Rivers and this double team and worked up to the safety. Unfortunately, the double team's not great. The running back tries to squeeze through but can't. But again, you can see Rivers right here. Just get on this linebacker and bury him into the turf. Destroy his dreams. This is what you love to see right here. You know, if you have an option, if you have the opportunity, I should say, to bury one of these defenders as an offensive lineman, you've got to take it. You only get so many chances at these guys, and you have to deliver. And Jalen Rivers, he has that nastiness. He has that attitude. He wants to punish defensive linemen and linebackers. Love to see it. All right, in case you didn't believe me from the last play, let's watch Jalen Rivers destroy another person's dream. So what the Bengals are going to do here is they're going to slide the protection. It's going to be a pass protection play to the offensive right on the play side. So the center's going to take this gap. Rivers is going to take that gap. Right tackle is going to take that gap. And we're going to be man-on-man right here on the backside just like that. What ends up happening is this three technique. We call him a three technique because he's on the outside shoulder right there. He runs inside away from Rivers, so he becomes the center's guy. So when Rivers gets in this gap, there's no one here to block initially, and he sees this defensive end coming around, and he absolutely depletes him. I love this kind of stuff. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. Pass set. 95 goes inside. Look for work and put him in the dirt. I love it. Let's watch this again, right? Again, I get it's a blindside shot. It's not quite a pancake, but it's still good stuff. You have a defensive end, number 91. He wants to be a hero, right? He wants to be on TV, the pass rusher, getting hits on the quarterback. That's what he has dreams of doing ever since he was a little kid. Well, your dream just became a nightmare, bro. Welcome to the turf. Shot in the ribs. This is what you do as an offensive lineman. Set the standard, attitude, humiliate people. You should wake up being an offensive lineman, especially in the NFL, and your job is to destroy dreams. And that's what Jalen Rivers has as a mindset, and I am here for it, guys. This is what you need, right? Don't guard grass, right? You're not paid to sit on the turf and look at nothing. Find someone to hit and put them on their back. Love this kind of stuff. Nice play from Rivers.
Yeah, can we look at Rivers? This guy, he's really intriguing. Actually, kind of a freak when you talk about his college career as far as what he was able to accomplish. This guy is one of very few players that I see last season at Miami. He actually split even snaps between left tackle and left guard all season. Talk about versatility. Each game, he had about an even amount of snaps at tackle or guard, ending the season 364 snaps at tackle, 219 snaps at left guard. So really interesting guy. I think he's a very versatile player. You can see his instincts here, just size, everything playing for Rivers. I think he's a very valuable piece to this Bengals offensive line unit going forward. It's a guy I definitely think we should keep our eye on.
All right, the first two plays were kind of fun plays, but let's look at a hard situation for Rivers right there at right guard. So what the Bengals are going to do here, they're going to slide the protection the other way, right? So you're going to have the left tackle with this gap, the left guard with this gap, and the center with this gap, which means on the backside here, Rivers is one-on-one, and the tackle, right tackle over here is one-on-one. And when you have a defensive lineman right here, one-on-one, he's lined up in a two-eye on an inside eye. He has that three-way go, right? He can go inside to get to pressure the quarterback. He can go through you to get pressure to the quarterback, or he can go around. And right here, when you're in this guard, let me clean up the screen for you there. You got to eliminate the immediate threat right here. So you got to work down inside. That usually means defensive linemen can work around you pretty quickly. But Rivers does a good job at negating the initial move and then the secondary move. He's not just a mauler. He's not just a physical dude. He's a very technically sound, active player. Let's check it out. All right, we see the snap. 98 tries to work back outside. Rivers shuts him down. This is what you want, guys. You can see the center, left guard, left tackle. They're all going to work to their left right there. Leaves one-on-one on the backside. Rivers, you can see right here, negates the immediate threat, squares him up. When 98 counters the other way, he then moves his feet, locks him down. Good pass pro. It's what you've been waiting for, guys. And look, I know it's the preseason, right? This isn't, an all-pro right here at defensive tackle or anything like that, right? And you have to take some of the results with a grain of salt. But he's getting it done. He's just winning, right? And that's what good offensive linemen do. They find a way to win all the time, right? Good players are good all the time, whether it's in the preseason against backups or against starters, right? If you don't do well against backups, you're not going to do well against starters. That's pretty logically obvious. And Rivers is doing pretty well. Squares them up, negates the immediate threat, moves his feet. Nice play. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Rivers right here. He's going to negate the two-eye immediately by pounding his foot down inside. And right there, he squares him up. You see the defensive tackle is not going to go outside. He moves his feet, runs him upfield. Great pocket. You talk about a pocket, Bengals fans. Would you kill for Joe Burrow to have this kind of pocket all day, every day? It's what's been missing from Cincinnati since 2020, guys, right? When you have a magical guy like number 9 behind center and the receivers they do, you need better pass pro. Fairchild, I think, is going to help one of the rookies. I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Rivers ends up seeing some playing time for Cincinnati Bengals, especially when I see plays like this, one-on-one, dominating defensive tackles. All right, on the previous play, we saw Rivers, and there he is at right guard, one-on-one with the two-eye. How about one-on-one on a traditional 3 technique? And here the Cincinnati Bengals are facing 2 linebackers walked up in the A-gap, that double A-gap pop. Whether these guys come or not, basically the intention here, outside of blitzing potentially 2 linebackers, is to generate one-on-one matchups, right? Because if these 2 guys are walked up here, it means these guys are on islands, right? These guys right here are on islands. Tackle guards are on islands in tough situations. One-on-one opportunity right here. Defensive lineman, 3 techniques, wide 3 technique. You can see how wide he is right there. In prior years, prior games, Bengals guards have struggled with this. I think this is a new day. Let's check out Jalen Rivers here. All right, there's a snap. Rivers one-on-one, locks him down, locks him down, locks him down. Great protection. I mean, it ends up being a bad play. It ends up being deflected. I think it's an incomplete pass. But not because of Rivers. I mean, this is just really good. One-on-one on 95, gets into him, moves his feet, locks him down. 95's doing everything he can with that bull rush, right? Look at that length. This is a long defensive tackle here. He's completely negated his momentum, completely shut him down, right? This is like an all-pro left tackle shutting down an edge rusher right here. This is what it looks like. This is really good pass pro. Again, it's one of those things where this is what the Bengals have been missing. I love the fact that he's aggressive. See how he moves out there so laterally? He eliminates so much ground so quickly. Look at when he makes contact versus when number 60, right? Contact made over here. Contact made not quite yet, right? I mean, he's getting there, but it's pretty close. You see the center's not anybody yet either, right? He's aggressive. He gets out in space. He moves to make contact and slow the gap, and he's got the foot speed to stay in front of the defensive tackle. Really good athlete, really good player here for the Bengals.
Yeah, Nick, and I love you say, good players, good all the time. So in pass pro, one thing already great for Rivers, no sacks on the season, actually no quarterback hits allowed either, very few pressures. So good pass pro all around for Rivers. And this game was a revelation for him. Kind of, slow start when we're talking PFF grades the first 2 games, but this game for Rivers, 82.8 PFF pass blocking grade for him. Really great stuff, did a great job, and you could see it in these plays. He's really catching on, doing a great job in pass protection, locking these defensive linemen up. I think the Bengals have something kind of special. You got to keep your eyes on Rivers. I think he's doing some really great stuff here early in the preseason.
All right, down in the red zone, of course, you can see the goal line right there. You can see Jalen Rivers right there. We're going to get a downhill gap concept. We're going to get a double team right here, working up to linebacker, double team right here, working up to linebacker and the running back, get north and south, wherever you can find the hole, right? Down in the red zone, just trying to score however you can, get as close to the goal line however you can. And right here, this is a tough assignment here for Rivers because he's going to be here to help on the double team, and he's going to be prepared for that linebacker to fire, and Rivers does a great job firing into this double team and then reacting to the linebacker coming down, moving him out of the way so the running back can cut behind him for a successful play. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap, double team, picks up the linebacker. Running back takes it a little too wide. I don't want to be too critical of number 36 here. I think he's a good player. But if he just follows the initial hole, this is a walk-in touchdown, or at least a lot closer to the end zone. Follow your blockers. And I get it's hard to trust these guys. It's new. It's the preseason, right? You're like, I don't know. Can I trust Jalen Rivers? You can, guys, because he fires off. He sees a linebacker, and he moves him out of the hole. I mean, look where this linebacker ends up, all the way on the left hash. Where did this linebacker start, right? Right in between the two hashes. All the way moved over here. He's almost by the left tackle, right? So completely on the other side of where he's supposed to be of his gap. If 36 just hugs it tight here and runs right up 79's butt, he scores. He takes it a little wider than he should have and ends up getting close to the end zone, but not quite scoring. But here's the thing. In the future, after seeing this film, after working together, if Jalen Rivers has to play, the running backs, whoever it may be, I know Joe Mixon's out for a few games, they'll run behind him because he gets movement. He moves his feet. He moves people out of the way. He's not perfect, right? His technique's not flawless or anything like that, but he gives the running backs a chance. I mean, look at that hole. That's as big a hole as you're going to see right here in the red zone because of Jalen Rivers. Nice job by the rookie. All right, from the wide copy, you're going to see Jalen Rivers at right guard right there. Watch him fire into this double team and then pick up the blitzing linebacker. Look at that movement. Again, you can see the surge. Running back, you got to see this dent. Hint the dent in the defense, right? You're trying to power through any movement to get a touchdown. You can see it. You got movement right there, that double team. And coming off the linebacker, follow it. He just doesn't quite do it. Again, Jalen Rivers doing a good job moving his feet. He's an athlete, folks. Doesn't look it at times because he's so big and strong, but he gets good movement, help on the double team, then comes off on the linebacker, gets him out of the hole. Really nice play here from Jalen Rivers. I tell you what, Bengals fans, you got two really good young guards. All right, let's take a break from today's video to shout out our sponsor today, guys, and that is DraftKings Sportsbook. It's the best time of the year. Football season is almost finally back. Everyone's undefeated. Love the optimism in the air. And if you're into the thrill of live betting, DraftKings, they've got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games as they happen. And here's the thing. If sports betting, if it's not available in your state yet, don't worry. You can still join DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. And here's the best part. If you sign up and bet $5, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly for new customers. New customers now, bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets instantly. What a deal. Sign up with our promo code SMI. 3 easy letter, guys. You can't forget it. It's just 3 letters. Our promo code SMI. Sign up DraftKings Sportsbook today. All right, how about some stunt pickup and pass protection? There is Rivers, of course, at right guard for Cincinnati Bengals. Now, he would be man-on-man right here on this defensive tackle, this wide 3 technique. But this defensive tackle works this direction, and this defensive end, number 55, he actually loops around. Stunt pickup, it's sort of everyday thing. You got to check the box if you're going to pass protect in the National Football League. And guess what? This rookie checks another box. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. 95 goes away, picks up 55, locks him down, stays in front of him. Couldn't quite complete the pass, but again, not on the O-line. This is good protection. Again, pass sets to him, hands him off to his buddy. See that shove right there? Little things, right? Helping his teammate out. Giving that defensive lineman another shove. That way he gets all the way over to the tackle. That's good stuff. But here, 55, I think he may have almost had a beat here, but see how he takes his left foot, Rivers does, and pound it inside like that, and then scores him up at the end? He's so technically sound. He understands, it sounds pretty cliche and logical, but he understands the basic principle of pass protection. Put your body in between the defender and the quarterback. And that's what he does at a high level all the time, better than so many other people. Again, it's a technique absolutely perfect. He gets his feet a little close together. He turns his shoulders a little too much. Always little things to clean up. But in terms of executing, getting it done, being a good pass protector, this is what you love to see from any offensive lineman, rookie or veteran. Nice play here from Rivers.
Yeah, Nick, and you talk about 2 good guards for the Bengals here. I think the offensive line as a whole through the preseason has been very, very good with guys like Fairchild, with guys like Rivers anchoring that performance. But just fun fact for Bengals fans, talking about you want good offensive line play. When we talk pass blocking efficiency rating per PFF, just it talks about pressures allowed with heavy weighting if snaps allowed. The Bengals were 6th this preseason. They were the 6th highest pass blocking efficiency team. That's really good news for Bengals fans. They want that pocket for Joe Burrow, like you said earlier in the video. They want to see better pass blocking for this offense with these receivers. Being 6, it's a start. I know it's the preseason. I know it's very early on, but being 6 and pass blocking efficiency of all 32 teams, that's a very good start early on for the Bengals.
All right, let's end on just mono-y-mono base blocking in the run game, and there's Jalen Rivers right there at guard, of course. And like I said, it's going to be a gap concept, a lot of man-on-man stuff here. So we're going to get double team action right here, working up to linebacker. We're going to get tight end right there, one-on-one, center working up to linebacker, tackle working out, and a base block right here, running back running this direction. Again, mono-y-mono, simple football. Can you get movement? Can you blow this defensive lineman off of football? And Jalen Rivers right here, one-on-one, does a really good job moving this defensive tackle. He's got a bright future. We've showcased so many good things, but he can also win the one-on-one matchups. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap, inside run. Running back is able to make a man miss and fall forward for a couple. You can see this tackle right here on this double team did not pick up the linebacker. That's not great by him. But let's look right here on Jalen Rivers right here at right guard. Gets into this tackle right here. It's a little high. His pad level's not great initially on contact. You can see he kind of takes a little hit right there. But here's the thing. He keeps moving his feet, keeps moving, keeps driving, and ends up getting some vertical movement, right? This is what it's all about. When it comes to these one-on-one blocks, ain't always going to be easy, especially when you, as a rookie, have some technique to clean up. But it's about 1-2. It's about drive. It's about wanting to finish people. And that's exactly what Jalen Rivers has. And that's what makes me excited, right? Again, he does well in the run blocking game. We've shown him one of pile drive linebackers. He's done a lot of good things in the pass protection game. But in one-on-one on defensive tackles, he needs to improve a little bit on technique and execution. Right here, too high, base too close together. But when it's all said and done, he gets movement, drives this guy back, 3-4 yards. Again, not perfect. A lot of things to get better on, like all these rookies do. But I tell you what, Bengals fans, you got a really good rookie here. Because if this is the worst part of his game, the worst play he has, you've got a bright future ahead with 74. All right, from the wide copy, you're going to see Rivers right here fire into him right there. Gets shocked a little bit, right? Doesn't get any movement, but he stays on it, keeps working his feet, and ends up getting that movement right there. That's what it takes, guys. That's winning football, right? Now, you would love in a perfect world to you being the offensive lineman, shock him and get movement, but that ain't going to happen every time, guys. This is the NFL, and again, you've got a rookie that's got to work on some things too. But even when it's not perfect, even when it's not your best kind of play, you still win, and that's what this rookie does. That's what Jalen Rivers does. He is a winner. He wins in pass pro. He wins in double teams. He wins in the run game. He wins when he pulls. He's a nasty dude. He wants to finish people. He checks every single box you want to see for a young offensive lineman.